All right, good evening, everybody. Storm update again. We're sending this to USA Severe Weather Network page and USA Severe Weather are coming on to discuss a potentially big winter storm to possibility. We've been really watching for the last couple days. I got head forecast eyes at shop on with tonight, and also you could talk for a little bit.
All right. Yeah, definitely looking at a concerning weather situation here overall. That's the hazard map you're currently looking at. You can definitely tell that a majority of the upper Midwest into the East Coast, you definitely see some concerning headlines out towards the coast there, and at the Atlantic, we got gale warnings, and further up towards the Northeast, that's where we're looking at the storm force warnings. We're going to be talking about this weather disturbance that will be affecting a lot of the coastal areas. So from eastern Virginia, North Carolina, up towards Long Island, further into the for the coastal Northeast, Maine, where we have plenty of winter storm watch and warnings going on. And I'm gonna try and get a surface map up. Definitely looking at yeah, that's the overlay. Going to be looking at concerning surface low. So a majority of the upper Midwest already experiencing some cold temperatures as we speak. Like I said, I'm pulling up the surface map. So you see we have
Here's our winter.
Canadian high pressure over a majority of the upper Midwest, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois. You see we got a little bit of a front in between there. In advance of that, we do have some snow showers. Some scattered snow showers are underway there over sections of Midwest towards the Great Lakes. Um, and Well, the temperatures have definitely warmed up quite a bit ahead of that. We are looking at more sub-zero, some Arctic air over sections of the northern plains. Uh, and we are that's Along that we are seeing some wind chill headlines. This would be affecting Minnesota, North Dakota. Some of the coldest air yet this season is definitely underway in some of those vicinities. So that's kind of what we're looking at for today. Today's kind of perspective, but that same system, we're looking at another low pressure system down there off of Florida and Cuba there. That's going to be trailing the Northeast, and we do have some other disturbances out there over Texas and um, New Mexico there. All of these weather disturbances there are going to be trailing the east coast there, and in advance of that, we're definitely going to be seeing a lot of moisture drawing into this weather system. So thus far, a lot of these areas along, and as that front kind of swings through those areas, that's where we're going to be talking about a lot of areas seeing potential for heavy snowfall and strong winds for sure. That's going to be our biggest concern, and some of those higher elevations there in sections of Tennessee, North Carolina, and Virginia. Some of those areas out there. Definitely going to be talking about some narrow bands of very heavy snow and strong winds for sure. And The latest guidance does suggest most areas could see anywhere between 6 and 10 inches, some heavier totals as high as 12, 14 inches being a possibility, especially closer, especially those areas closer to the coast, where the heaviest snow is going to be underway, given the given the maritime tropical environment kind of ahead of that system, but also the cold air wrapping around that and blanketing the surface there with that Arctic air from Canada. So that is definitely going to help the precip totals kind of add up with the rapidly falling temperatures, strong winds. This looks to be a fairly dynamic weather system that will be definitely keeping a very close eye on. And JD, while you're at it, if you do find some helpful, like model consensus or data that may be helpful, like feel free to share that.
Yeah, let me go to that.
Worried about.
I'm gonna go to some to the models.
Okay, yeah, and yeah. So
want me to go to the her or want me to go to what? Just a second here. It's got to load.
Kind of some mid-range guidance there, kind of depicting the event overall. But what we're concerned about, yeah, you can definitely see a lot of the precip that's underway.
Okay, if this takes it out that far, we'll see if it does.
The mountains and the Great Lakes. Like I said, there's a lot of snow showers underway ahead of that frontal system there over the upper Midwest.
Snow accumulation.
And
while we're waiting for this thing to load here.
Yep. I'm going to be focusing primarily on some of the coastal areas. So, yeah, those are some of the snow totals. Like that is heading into later tonight, tomorrow.
Let me use the NAM.
What I'm mostly concerned about is heading into like latter part of tomorrow night, heading into Saturday, and a lot of the coastal areas will see the worst of the impacts. You know, during the late evening commute Saturday, that's going to be definitely concerning. And like I said, with the strong dynamics that we're looking at with this system, the snow totals could definitely vary, and this is given due to the placement of a lot of the thermodynamic profiles with this weather system, and given that there's a lot of moisture with this system, but whatever your temperature is will definitely determine your surface temperature and the temperature right off the ground. If it's above freezing,
here's the wind speeds.
You have a little bit of a warm air inversion. There could be some embedded. There could be some embedded heavier snow and icing with this, and some areas on the warm side down in the Carolinas and Eastern Virginia probably could end up seeing some rain with this, but a lot of our concern is for the snow and ice piling up on some of the major metropolitan areas. That's going to be our biggest concern here, because a lot of people are commuting from home to school and work, and a lot of interstate travel and commerce could be impacted, and especially some. And there's definitely going to be concern for especially mariners, given the potential for whiteout condition and storm force gusts with this weather system. That's going to be concerning. What I'm assuming you got pulled up is some of the snow total depictions there. You can definitely see the worst of it.
It's kind of loading.
Yeah, I was going to say Maryland, New Jersey. Yeah, this is so some of the guidance. A lot of what we're seeing here, potentially raw guidance, but this will kind of give us an idea of where we are expecting the heaviest snow. And I do think that we're kind of getting towards a
Sir.
good consensus here that a lot of the coastal areas are going to be seeing the heaviest of this snowfall. And I was going to say some of the shorter term or the regional model data that I have personally seen, kind of a narrow area where you could definitely see some of the higher end snow totals, potentially, some embedded snow totals over, a lot of areas could definitely see 6 to 8 with totals as high as 12 to 16 inches in some areas. I think that's what most areas are going to be ending up seeing, with maybe some heavier totals kind of near the center of that, closest to the coast. Will definitely be very concerning.
Yep.
And
Yeah. I was gonna throw something. I was gonna throw out to everybody. I still won't roll out the weather service upgrading.
I mean, yeah, the internet's coming and going. But yeah, I'm kind of rooting for, given the impressive dynamics with this weather system, with definitely potential for very strong gusts, especially near the center along some of those coastal areas. There is the potential for a lot more areas to be seeing upgrades to winter storm warnings, and especially closest to the coast, definitely where there's going to be visibility impairments for long period of time, potential for whiteout conditions. Definitely, there is the potential we could definitely see blizzard warnings being hoisted in some areas as well, um, along the coast where the snow rates appear to be
And a blizzard is
highest.
an emergency situation.
Yes, especially for those planning travel. Um, and again, like I said, just always something to be very careful about. You definitely want to be checking the forecast very carefully um, before you make any plans to be away from home. Definitely want to, um, and yeah, definitely have your snow plan prepared. Um, have definitely have
Yeah.
a way to.
I'm just gonna throw some things out to people too while we're at that. Well, I was just over and all, you're going to have some very strong winds tonight. He said there could be gusts up to 70 with the system
So the highest
too.
gusts,
So
yeah,
that
the
is
highest
not.
gusts will be. Yeah, I was going to say some embedded gusts between 50 and 70 miles an hour are most likely further up as you get towards Long Island, um, Massachusetts, and some of those areas. Um, but anywhere within this system definitely has the potential to see blizzard conditions, nevertheless. Um, and given where we have plenty of Arctic air kind of circulating around on the backside of this weather system, so um, that is definitely so. As the temperatures do plummet with time, that's going to definitely enhance your snow ratios. And even though the forecast may call for a couple of inches, there could be some. There's potential for blowing and even drifting of the snow. You could get some uh, uh, oftentimes with these kind of weather systems, given the topography, the terrain of some of these hilly areas, you could definitely get some very heavy snow drifting. You could get like 2 feet, even more snow drifting, and that's going to be a real problem for secondary, tertiary roadways, rural areas. You definitely want to be prepared for the possibility of very difficult to, at times, even travel becoming too dangerous. So you
Whiteout.
want to be prepared for that possibility, and check with headlines and forecasts as we get them.
Yeah, and here's some other flashlights.
Yeah, definitely, and there's definitely the potential for oftentimes you get falling tree branches, and in some rural areas, I do think that there is the potential for power disruptions, and definitely want to be aware of that possibility.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw another.
Make sure you already have
Yeah,
some
Isaac,
kind of
before.
emergency preparedness plan, stuck up on non-perishables, well ahead of these weather situations. I'm not saying by any means run out to the grocery store, clear the aisles of bread and milk by any means here. You definitely want to take inventory of what you have in your pantry, and definitely have enough stocked up, and have some drinking water, because again, especially if you live in those areas where travel could be too dangerous to even run to this grocery store or do any essential trips, that could definitely be a very concerning situation. So that's why it's important to stock up on those kinds of supplies well ahead of time, and make sure you have a way.
And please be careful with the wind chills. This is going to be another situation you'll be getting into. Not have to be out. Just like me and Isaac are both saying, please stay in. Wind chills are me, right, Isaac?
Yeah, definitely. Again, just saying, be prepared for the possibility of these dangerous weather conditions. And like I said, that does not necessarily entail any guarantee that you will be upgraded to blizzard warnings or winter storm warnings if you are seeing us. But I would definitely say any coastal area in the Northeast, even the interior Northeast, definitely be alert of the possibility of upgrades to later headlines as we go about. And again, like I said, worst case
if you
scenario,
don't have
closer to the coast, could be talking in the of feet of snow and blizzard force gusts, storm force gusts, I should say. So again, a very low visibility is definitely gonna be a big concern. So you're definitely going to want to check with the forecast as we go about, later during the day tomorrow, commute time tomorrow, because again, like I said, with the approaching system, that brings a lot of moisture with that, and on the backside, definitely talking about plummeting temperatures as we go about. That's definitely gonna. So, and again, like I said, do not be caught off guard when you're seeing conditions as they
a state
are.
of disaster. Do not travel.
Yep, and definitely, heed the advice of local officials, and keep updated, watch the news and local weather. So we're gonna
go into a state of disaster. You think the go into state of emergency? Well, just like Isaac said, we have this big winter. Stay tuned to updates and follow up updates for for the rest of the night. If anything changes, like I said, don't be caught off guard if we see a blizzard upgrade for some place with snow, and we definitely want to keep everybody updated. See some very heavy snow puddles. It could change overnight, so just like I said, do not, like Isaac said, do not be caught off guard. These could be one of these systems. I always tell people, if you could always make it, but if you do not have to be out until this system passes, we don't want any accidents to happen. But this will keep you updated, and we'll be doing an update first thing tomorrow morning. The page, I'm a senior leader, USA forecaster, vice forecaster, Storm Watch Weather Team. We'll keep you informed. And